Bloodhound SSC. So please welcome Jazz Tandy.
Thank you, Tiff.
Go take a seat. Go on.
Thank you, John.
So I don't want to talk about anything else because all everybody really wants to know is come on, when's this thing going to finally launch itself off?
Finally, we're looking at next year, latter half, all depending on the weather window in South Africa. So we're all dependent on the weather. So if it's flooded, it's no point going to the desert trying to go through a mud lake, because it won't work. In a nice flat surface. So next year, 800, then the following year, with the magical 1,000 miles an hour.
It still sounds ridiculous to me. So 1,000 miles. But will it run on a runway in Britain first? When's it first going to light up and move under its own steam?
We're looking at early part of next year, so we'll be going to Newquay, taking the car on jet only up to about 200 miles an hour slow speed. We'll put the afterburners on and see how we behave there. Then, based on the facts and things we get from the test data, we're looking at going off to South Africa latter half of the year then.
So how long will you be in South Africa for? Is that going to be 3 months out there in this period?
We'll some time. We'll send a recce team first of all to get all the base camps ready, so we'll make sure the infrastructure is ready. Then looking at 2-3 months in South Africa, doing daily tests every single day, making sure the car is behaving, tweaking it and seeing what the test data comes back with us.
Now, of course, nobody's done a world speed record on this site you've discovered, and I understand people are having holidays on their Bloodhound supporters have been going out picking stones for a holiday.
Yes, we've cleared 25 million square metres of land by hand. Anything from pre-stone upwards. Give you a rough idea how big that is. Imagine a 2-lane highway from London to Moscow, all cleared by hand. And these are all volunteers, and the local village people are there helping us to clear the desert. So, big thanks to them.
Whereabouts is it exactly? Is it near a big town, or has it got any luxury hotels? You're going to be in tents on the desert?
We've been in tents, unfortunately, not built in hotels or anything luxury like that. It's based on the Kalahari Desert, on the border of Botswana and Namibia, South Africa. Up there.
Where is that? Johannesburg or north of Pretoria?
North of Northern Cape. It's just on the border of Botswana. So if you look that direction, it's a place called Haskinpan. It's a 12-mile track we've got, and we'll cover that 12 miles in just over 2 minutes.
Ridiculous. Now, of course, Richard Noble was the man behind this driving force. He did the thrust one, which fell over on a runway, didn't it? Something didn't work at all. Then he himself, Richard Noble, was the driver of thrust 2 when he took the British record back for Britain. Then Andy Green comes on board and you break the sound barrier. So what about some facts and figures? It was going to have a V12 Lamborghini just to fire the fuel pump up was one of the original concepts. What engines does that now have in it?
It now has a Jaguar V8 supercharged engine on the F-Type.
That's the fuel pump?
That's the fuel pump.
Jaguar V8 fuel pump.
It's pumping 1 ton of fuel in 20 seconds. To give you a rough idea, an average family car holds about 45 litres of fuel. We empty that in 1 second.
So how much fuel is on board when it starts a run?
Fully weighed, the car is 8 tonnes with a fuel capacity of 1,500 litres. By the time we've done the first run, it's gone down to just under 7,000 kilograms, so 7 tonnes. So we're losing a tonne and a half of fuel in total.
A tonne of fuel. What's the actual engine? So we've got the V8 Jaguar just as the fuel pump.
Fuel pump.
Then how many engines? Is it just one rocket? Was it a booster and an after rocket, or what?
We're using a jet engine from the Eurofighter Typhoon. That will take up to slow speeds of about 600 miles an hour. Full afterburn, then we're keeping the rocket. That's when the V8 pump kicks in, pumping fuel, igniting the rocket motor, producing an equivalent of 135,000 brake horsepower equivalent.
So what fuel? So you've got a jet engine and then a rocket. So do they both use the same type of fuel? Does the jet engine have one type of fuel?
The jet engine uses normal aviation fuel, Jet A1, and the rocket uses hair dye. So H2O2 high test oxide, so some of the ladies here may be dyeing their hair. That's our rocket fuel. The strength that you use is about 10%, but our rocket fuel is at 95%. So you put our rocket fuel on your hair will explode.
So this is a complete. So Andy Green is again going to be the driver. I mean, how does he prepare for this sort of launch into the complete unknown? Does the steering system anything the same as the previous project, or is it a completely different concept?
It's different concept altogether. Class SSC was very still, so which meant as it was going faster, it was very jittery. Where this one has only got about 2 degrees of turn, so he's turning the car at 2 degrees maximum. The training he does do is he goes every weekend in his stunt plane and does loop-to-loops and various actions like that to get used to G-forces. He's experiencing plus 3G as accelerating and minus 3G when he's decelerating. So the biggest danger is when he's decelerating, he's getting from plus 3 to minus 3 in an instant. So that's the biggest danger point for him.
Your eyeballs would come out your sockets, wouldn't they? So otherwise, the controls, is there any simulatory drivers on? Is there any way of you can sort of get used to what it's going to be like with driving? You come up with some marvellous simulator?
Unfortunately, there is no simulator that can replicate the 1,000-mile-an-hour forces. So the only time we will actually know how the car behaves is when we go to South Africa, doing slow runs and faster and faster. We'll do about 60 or 70 runs to begin with. Each day gathering data, seeing what's going on. And if the handley's never happy, then we'll just say no and go back and sort it out.
So it's 4 wheels this time, and front wheel steering.
Yes.
And what are the wheels? The wheels don't have any tyres on them, do they?
No. If we put tyres on the wheels, they'll just explode. You're looking at 10,000 RPMs at full speed, which is roughly equivalent of 50,000 radial Gs. So if you put a bag of sugar on the outside of the wheel, the forces accelerating on that bag of sugar will make that 1 kilogram bag of sugar weigh 5,000 kilograms. So a lot of power there. So we're using aluminium alloys. That's the same thing we'll find that's strong enough to deal with forces we've got.
Money? Slightly expensive. This is why you know education. What is this whole thing costing?
So far it's cost £40 million. It seems a lot, but if you think about Formula 1 or footballer, a footballer's about 60 million these days. It just kicks a football around the playing field, where we are putting most of the money back into education. So over 10 years we've done it's 40 million, but we still need some more. The car is about 85% complete. Now we need to get the funding to complete the car, then get all the kits up to South Africa and do the runs. One run of fuel is about £10,000.
Actually, putting it into a footballer's analogy is quite a good way, isn't it? So when you said £40 million to me, I thought, that's what Wayne Rooney earns in 2 years or something. It's obscene, isn't it? So that does wake me up. Yeah, it's just a footballer's wages for a couple of years. Yeah. What sort of brakes has it had? Has it got discs with some pads in there, competition pads?
Yeah. First thing to do is turn the engines off. But to turn the engine off, all the thrust has been negated, so we're looking at the car slowing down 70 miles per second. Get the car down to about 800 miles an hour, that's when you kick in the air brakes. Similar to system to what planes use. The planes come, we have a little more plates which pop up, we have plates that pop to the side. That will take the car down to 600 miles an hour, where we have the option of doing the parachutes. The car will go down to about 200 miles an hour, then just using normal steel brakes as in normal cars. We did have ceramic brakes, but they're just exploding at 1,000 miles an hour.
So it's just engine braking that does most of the deceleration?
It's the air resistance flow, that's the way we're relying at. So the air resistance, the air brakes, the parachutes, all causing drag in the car, which slows the car down.
There's also with this world record, you have to do the 2-way runs. So it's always the trick. People just think it's going fast once and you open the champagne. They actually have to turn around and do the course in the reverse direction just to make sure there's no wind assistance, I presume. And you have to turn it within a time limit. Isn't that a huge task?
It is a huge task, so that's why we're looking at whether or not to use the parachutes, because parachutes take some time packing up. We can't use the parachutes until the engines cool down, so it's...
Well, what is that turnaround time? How long have you got?
1 hour.
How does it turn around? Until you've got 2 degrees of steering, you can't spin. Your handbrake turn with it, give it a kick with it.
No, we could use the option of using one air brake, but that destroys the car. But what we're doing is actually driving up and doing a big U-turn for 30 metres. So you go this way, do full lock, and the car slowly turns around. And by the time